I'm able to go in there and feel like I can talk about anything that I need help with. If I have questions, I know that there's going to be somebody there to help answer them. It's really been comfortable to be able to speak up for myself here, which it wasn't in the past. So here at Otero it is.
I had support and communication with my instructors about my disabilities. I have had audiobooks. I've had little cards that you can use to kind of see, to kind of frames what you're reading, to keep it kind of organized so that it's easier if your mind kind of wanders all over the page. It kind of helps you stay focused. I've had extended time on testing. That's helped a lot because I'm a slow reader, and so that's helped me to be able to get through the test completely and not have to stop just because I didn't read fast enough to get through it. It's been really helpful to have that kind of support. And then actually, Frida has been specifically really helpful because she's been a person that I could go to if I was feeling too overwhelmed, and I can chat with her about what's been going on for me.
If I had not had any accommodations, the extra time for tests, to have it verbalized, to have computer access to take notes, even to record notes, I would have not gotten very far.
For me, my disabilities are around mental health. And so in the past, I've dealt with a lot of stigma around mental health where people kind of treat me like I'm not disabled because I don't have a physical disability, or what's apparent to them to see, like invisible disabilities. And I feel like I've had an incredible connection and incredible support here because I was never for a second treated like my mental health or my mental challenges weren't qualifying for a need.
Well, there are some people who have major disabilities and some that have short-term disabilities, auto accidents or whatever. So in my case, I was able to get the accommodations I needed to continue on my schooling while I was recovering from the accident. So it doesn't have to be, all the time. It could be a temporary thing. It could just be for the test anxiety. It could be for several different things.
I was diagnosed quite young with comprehension, with dyslexia. I'd say that going from a kid that was in the old days, it would be called special education, to being able to have accommodations to go to college is really a remarkable thing to me.
I think it can be really hard to reach out for support. It can be really hard to ask for help because that means you have to admit that you're struggling and that you're having a harder time than maybe your peers. And I think it can be really helpful to just know that you're not going to get that help if you don't ask for it, I guess. This campus does have a lot of supports for where you can get that kind of disability support. And I think that's really helpful because there's a lot of people here that if you ask the wrong person, you're still probably going to find the right answer.
It's a really simple process. It's just, being willing to allow yourself the opportunity to receive those resources because they really are beneficial. So not to be afraid, be willing to advocate for yourself and ask for help when you need it.
Don't feel embarrassed. It's just a natural thing of life. It could be the time of your life that you're having some situation that you need assistance through and guidance, and there's always resources out there.
My experiences with accessibility services here at Otero overall was excellent. They had no problem when I had issues discussing it with me and seeing what can be done to make me more successful at this college.
If you have a disability and feel that you may benefit from accommodations while attending Otero College, please contact Accessibility Services at oc-accessibility info@otero.edu, or you can call 719-384-6963 to set up an intake appointment. Accessibility Services is a free service that is here to support you in all your educational endeavors and help promote your independence and self-advocacy. Accessibility Services strives to provide a supportive, accessible, non-discriminatory learning and working environment for students, faculty, staff, and visitors with disabilities. The vision of Accessibility Services is that individuals with disabilities have full access to education services, events, and activities Otero College has to offer. Students with disabilities that wish to request accommodations for their courses/testing need to follow the steps listed. Number 1, set up an intake appointment with the accessibility specialist located in the Learning Commons, room 123. Step 2, complete and submit the online forms for student information and student rights and responsibilities. Step 3, once you've met with the accessibility service specialist, you will work together to create your letter of accommodations, or LOAs, which will list the appropriate and reasonable accommodations for your courses. Step 4, the accessibility specialist will email the LOAs to each of your instructors to ensure they are notified about your accommodation needs. Step 5, make sure to contact the office to sign up for accommodations each semester if needed. The online forms can be found on the Otero website under Accessibility Services or on the Learning Commons LibGuide site under the Accessibility Services tab.